It's puck time. It's Tuesday, and I'm the Prez, excited to be with the two boys, Alex Badass Smith and Andrew McInnis, both found at sportsmemo.com. Before we even begin, Andrew, over 6.5 goals in the Leaf Calgary game, 5-star play yesterday. You won it easy going away, 6-2. Leafs played incredible. Huge, giant, massive congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, Prez. You must have been happy as a Leafs fan as well. It's nice to not have a really sweaty finish to a game. I kind of had that feeling as it progressed that there was just goal after goal. And the only thing that really worried me with that one is Toronto was up, I think, 4-0 at one point. I was wondering if things would really slow down, but I had the feeling that, the Calgary would have some fight and then to keep going and try and get a few goals at least. And Toronto just kept piling them on. Really important to mention, though, really poor defensive and goaltending performance from Calgary last night. But I'll take it. And I also have one going tonight as well.
Yeah, you got a 5-unit play up at sportsmemo.com. The first time you've gone back-to-back with these things. We got a promo for everybody. The normal play is $30. It's yours for $10. Use the promo code Andrew10, Andrew10, and Andrew will be tweeting that out as well. Alex, how the hell are you? What are you wearing, a Carolina jersey?
No, I'm actually wearing a Minnesota Wild jersey today. I had to put it on. They've been doing well, and I did try to fade them over the weekend, and they made me pay for it. So I'll show a little love to the team down the street here with the Wild.
I think they're on a 4-game win streak. They're in Nashville tonight.
Yeah, and I actually got a play on that game that you can get at Sports Memo, and you can get it with the discount Alex Half, ALEXHALF. That's up because I did the podcast with Drew Martin as well, so we mentioned that. So that's a 4% play that's available at sportsmemo.com right now.
Awesome, brother. Big slate of games tonight. Let's get right to it, shall we? Boston Bruins hosting the Carolina Hurricanes, and while Boston is minus 150, Carolina plus 135. The over and under in this game is 5.5, and Carolina is rolling. Alex, we'll go to you first. 5 wins in a row for Carolina, and 8 of their last 9. They're playing a Boston team that's won 3 in a row, including beating Tampa Bay and San Jose, both 4-1. And again, this team also 9 of their last 10. I mean, these are 2 of the hottest teams around. Both in kind of must-win mode. I mean, Boston's only 3 points up on Toronto for home ice advantage, and Carolina is fighting for playoff position. I like Boston here. I think they're just a much better team than Carolina, and I also like under the total. What do you think?
Yeah, I was looking at the under the total yesterday, and I've seen it at 6 because Boston's been playing 5 straight games to the under. But Carolina's a team that's gone over 4 of the last 5 games. They've been turning things up offensively. It's important for them to do that if they're going to make a run, they said, and get into the playoffs. But Boston, they're doing exactly what teams need to do this time of year if they're going to be in the playoffs. They are 12-0-4 the last 16 games. So, yes, 4 losses as far as betting goes, but they're getting points in 16 straight games. If you're going to lose a game at this time of the year, you might as well lose it after 60 minutes to get that extra point in standing. Like I said, being in a dogfight for what's going to be home ice between the Bruins and Leafs. So, with that said, I like Boston here. I know Carolina's won 8 of their last 9 on the road, but I lean with Boston. But I like the under a little bit more. I think we're going to see this be a slower-paced game. We've seen some solid goaltending efforts from McElhinney at times, and Boston's had a great tandem with Rask and Halak. So I think we're going to see, like I said, under, but Boston should be able to win this game.
I'm with you 100% on the under. The Carolina over is a little phony. They're the ones putting up the points. But if you go down and look how good they've been playing defense, 3 against Florida, but then 2-1-0, 3-2-0, 1-1. This team has tightened it up. They have one of the youngest and up-and-coming defensive cores in hockey. I'm with you on the under. Andrew, any quick thoughts on this game?
I'll just agree with you guys on the under. I think that looking at Carolina, like you said, Prez, they kind of get off to a really good start to games, but they also have to learn to play defensively. Boston right now is one of those teams that they don't really seem to run scores up. They don't really blow out teams. During that massive win streak that they had, guys, or at least the one in regulation or the point streak they had, a lot of them were 1-2 goal games.
Yeah.
They're not really known for blowing teams out. And, you can talk about betting trends, you can talk about stats all we want, but let's face it, between yourself, Prez, Alex, and myself, we watch a lot of hockey. And so sometimes you just learn just based off watching these games how the teams play. And, if Boston gets up 2-1 or 3-1, they don't really just keep firing and firing and firing. They just kind of settle things down, trap the neutral zone, and go for the win. So, you can get 6 at some spots, which is kind of shocking to me. So I'll go under in this one as well.
And about watching teams, I mean, it's so important in hockey specifically because you even look at that Toronto-Calgary game last night, a 6-2 score. But if you watch that game, Calgary played great. And Steady Freddy just literally shut it down for them. That was not a 6-2 game by any stretch. Andrew, let's go to you with the Columbus Blue Jackets. This team is 2 points out of the playoffs. Looking up at Montreal, they're literally in must-win mode right now, and lucky for them, they have the New Jersey Devils on tap. We've got the money line at minus 250 to the away team. No chance in hell I could bet them here at that number, but they have lost 2 in a row. They literally have to win this hockey game. New Jersey's in a free fall. They've lost 3 in a row. The over and under in this game is 6.5. I like the under again here, Andrew.
This is the play that I do have my 5-star on.
Then let's just go to Alex.
Okay.
Yeah. This is an interesting game, and I don't have anything on this, but the one thing I was hoping to see would that be Keith Kincaid. I was hoping would be starting for Columbus going against his old team. I expect him to really be fired up for that. And like I said, I haven't seen it confirmed, but I can't imagine why they wouldn't go that route. But either way, like I said, this is a bigger game for New Jersey than for Columbus than New Jersey, and we have a lot of these on the board. That's why you see these big prices here. Teams that need to get their playoff position or get into the playoffs, and teams that are completely out of it. And New Jersey seems to be a team that's they're out of it, but they're also trying to just kind of develop guys for the future. So it's going to be a kind of a bit of a steep climb for them anyway. I would look at playing Columbus in regulation. The regulation and 3-way line is important for nights like tonight with a lot of spots there where you can take some of those chalk prices down a little bit or even get some bigger value on a dog if you like a dog side.
It's a really great point, Alex. And really quickly, listeners, we talk about this in NFL and NBA, baseball, and hockey, and we talk about it towards the end of the season. Be very careful with teams in must-win modes, teams that are trying to get into the playoffs, because the bottom line is, if you're in must-win mode, you aren't good. So Absolutely. Be careful.
Must-win doesn't always mean will win.
Exactly. New York Islanders, Andrew, at home hosting Ottawa. Man, the Islanders just killed the Leafs, and then they came back and laid 2 eggs. They lost 3-1 to Washington and 4-1 to Philadelphia, both at home. But if you ever want to fix a quick losing streak, play Ottawa. They did beat Florida 3-2 on the road. But prior to that, they lost 7 in a row. This Ottawa team is an absolute disaster. I have to like the Islanders here. I understand that it is minus 333, but the Islanders in regulation is the play. Any thoughts?
I would tend to agree, Prez, but you know what? I also usually stay away from puck lines. I prefer the -1 of the regulations. But this one, to me, even at just a minus 105, 110 value, it's a good spot here. It's a good spot. Like you mentioned, that big game where they beat the Leafs and they kind of fall down a little bit, you got to really look at teams, how they stack up against, the Ottawa Senators, because as we know, the Senators team still at this point, guys, in the season, are one of the top teams for scoring per game. They just have the most shitty defense in the league, and they can't really pull anything consistently together. Let's not forget also their goaltending with Anderson has not been really too top par on the year. So this is what I've been talking about over the past 2 weeks. I'll keep saying it. Fade the teams that are kind of trying to develop players, that are trying to work for the next year. Because here's the fact. Even though those players can still put on a showcase and prove themselves to their coach, they're on a complete different level than some of these NHL guys, NHL teams. And the difference is the Islanders, between a lot of other teams that play the Senators, are a defensive team. They will not go with the up and down style the Senators team likes. They'll go up 3-1 and shut things down. So I'm going to kind of go off the narrative here and go with the under in this one too, Prez. But I'm going to go with the puck line as well.
It's funny, Alex, I want to bet the over in this game. I want to bet it because Ottawa's defense is so bad. The problem really is New York Islanders, they just can't seem to score. So I'm with Andrew. I lean on the under, but this is an outright pass for me, although New York Islanders in regulation would be the play. What do you think?
Yeah, and even then, that's still a steep price. I'm seeing minus 205 to play the regulation. But when Ottawa is a dog of this price, if they're plus 200 or more this year, they are 4-13 on the season. So the books are just trying to get you. They're begging you to bet Ottawa and take that big plus price, but it hasn't cashed too often. I would look at maybe even Islanders team total under 3.5 at even money. They may only need 2 goals to win this game. Like I said, their offense, if they can get a good effort defensively, a good effort in net like we've seen before, 2-0, I can see this being a 2-0, 2-1 game, and you might be able to catch that 3.5. But other than that, it would be a pass.
He's Alex.
Value in betting that dog on Ottawa.
He's Alex B. Smith. I'm the Prez, and Andrew McInnis, 5-unit play tonight. At sportsmemo.com. He just won his 5-unit play last night. Very rare for him to have them back-to-back. First time ever. Head over to sportsmemo.com and use the promo code Andrew10. That's Andrew10. Alex, the Panthers are in Pittsburgh tonight. In Florida, man, they were looking good for about 2 games way back when. Now they've lost 4 in a row, but they're getting points in almost every game. They took Carolina, Vegas, Arizona, and Colorado to overtime, but they did lose to Ottawa. Pittsburgh is zigzagging, man. Lost to Philly, beat Columbus, lost to Buffalo, beat Montreal, but this is their first game back from a long road trip. The money line here is minus 195. The over and under in this game is 6.5. Luongo's in net facing Murray. Pittsburgh needs to start winning hockey games. I'm taking the under, and I'm taking the under because Pittsburgh needs to start winning hockey games, and I think we're going to see a slow-paced game, 3-1, 2-1 type of affair.
Yeah, and I can see that as well, too. But this Pittsburgh team has just been baffling to me because for a while, I've been saying this is a team that really needs to start getting things rolling. And they just haven't. They've been underachieving as of late. And these are the times where they need to really start getting things in gear because they could easily be missing out on the playoffs. But conversely, you got a Florida team that's been playing tough. Like I mentioned, as opposite of New Jersey or Ottawa, where they're just trying to play out the string, get some younger guys. Florida is one of those teams that, they're going to miss out, but they're going to still be competitive all the way through and prove themselves in these last several games. So, except 4 of the last 5 games have gone to OT with Florida. You're getting plus 315 if you bet it on the draw. I can see this one. They hang around, maybe take Pittsburgh to OT, and Pittsburgh takes care of business there.
Andrew, 30 seconds or less, anything on this game?
No, I agree with you with the under there, Prez, and it's important to mention at this time of year for people to look at schedules for teams throughout the next week and a half. This Penguins team, of course, the Panthers tonight, they played back-to-back games against the Blue Jackets over the course of the weekend. Then they've got the Bruins, and they've got the Capitals. You guys see where I'm going with this. They're playing some tough teams. To me, I believe, as far as this Penguins team goes, I agree with you, Prez. They got to buckle down defensively if they have any shot of progressing here.
He's Andrew. The other guy's Alex, and I'm the Prez. You're watching PuckTime. You can get it. You can check us out at our YouTube channel, WagerTalk TV, every day, Monday to Friday. Alex, let's talk about what I think is the game of the night. Winnipeg, winners of their last 2 games in a row, put up a 5 spot in both games against Columbus and 5 against Nashville, which is impressive, and all 5 came in the back half of that hockey game. They're on the road playing the mighty Tampa Bay Lightning, 12 regulation losses on the season. This could be a Stanley Cup preview game. I don't even want to tell you how many games Tampa Bay has won in a row. They did lose to Boston, but other than that, it's just W's all the way down. Look, we've got Tampa Bay at minus 195. Winnipeg at plus 165. The over and under here is 7. And let me just tell you guys, no matter how good Tampa Bay is, no matter how good Vasilevsky is, there's just no chance that I'm playing against a Winnipeg team that's getting so much money. And as far as the total goes, very hard to bet over the total of 7. I can easily make a case for the over. Both teams can score at will. The problem here is both teams can buckle down and play defense. And we've spoken about this many times. When two really good teams get together, it usually plays to the under. Andrew?
No, I do agree with that, Prez, especially around this time of year. However, like I said yesterday on the show, I think that the tides are kind of moving in the direction of it's just first to 4 goals win, first to 5 goals wins in the NHL day and age. But looking at this one, you got to be impressed, like you said, with the way Winnipeg has played recently. They had a little bit of a slump. We saw Laine not scoring for a while. We saw certain guys not really playing their role. And you're hearing announcers say this a lot these days, and I really do believe it. This is the time of year where your goal scorers have to be your goal scorers, and your shutdown lines have to be your shutdown lines. I'm the kind of guy that always preaches about depth, but at certain points, you've got to get production from the guys that you're paying the big bucks to. And that's really what we're finally seeing out of Winnipeg. Now, for Tampa Bay, again, a lot of times I've been handicapping these days. I've been saying what teams need to work on. Well, I want to see a slower pace for this game for Tampa Bay because even though that's kind of their niche and their thing that they do, they keep a fast product. I want them to go up against Winnipeg and absolutely shut them down because I'll be honest, I like Tampa Bay's defense much, much better than I like Winnipeg's. And as far as this 7 goes, like you said, Prez, you can make an argument for both. I'll be honest, you can make an argument for both of these. But I'm going to go with the dog just like you because there's so much value on it. But I will also go with the under. I think that this one will be shocking to a lot of people, and it'll get off to a lot slower of a start.
When you say I'll be honest 600 times in a show, would that suggest that when you don't say that, you're lying?
Maybe.
Do you know what I mean?
Actually, someone keeps commenting that about me, and it really makes me uncomfortable, I'll be honest. I said it again. See, you make me uncomfortable too, I guess.
You mean you literally didn't, like that just came out of your mouth?
Yes. See, I don't know why. I don't know why.
You got to get rid of those crutch words. Do you know what I mean? Andrew, 30 seconds or less. Winnipeg or Tampa Bay?
The way I'm looking at this with, I'm looking at the draw here as well. This is actually one I talked about earlier on the podcast, the Sports Memo podcast. Like I said, these two teams, I had to peg as the Stanley Cup final preview back in October. And even that, I did change that briefly when San Jose made that Carlson trade. I thought that was going to be a bigger deal. But I like the draw here. Like I said, I think they're going to buckle down defensively more than just be a boat race here. We're getting plus 325. We've seen Tampa Bay already go into overtime with some bad teams as of late. Maybe they're a little bit fatigued. Maybe Winnipeg comes out hot and then they catch up. I can see Tampa Bay winning this in OT, so I play the draw.
Alex, let's go to you first on this Minnesota-Nashville game. Minnesota, they lost to Nashville 3-2 in a shootout. Prior to that, they won 5 games in a row. The interesting thing here is, I bet the under in this game. I released it to my clients, I think it was on Sunday, and it was like 0-0 midway through the second period, give or take. Even at a 3-2 score, it was a little misleading because this game played to the under the whole way through. Tell me why I should not be betting the under again.
I can't give you a good reason against that. I mean, you look at these two teams. Let's go division alone. Minnesota 5-13-2 to the under versus division opponents. Nashville 7-13-2 to the under. We've seen, like I said, these teams, they have to play well defensively in order to win, especially with Minnesota. It all starts with Devin Dubnyk and the fact they've been without Matt Dumba. Those other defensemen have really kind of picked up the slack there. And Nashville is just one of those teams, they skate you to death, they hit you to death, and they control the puck, and then they just get there. They're almost like San Jose in a sense of they're faster than them, but when they get into the offensive zone, they're very methodical with their shots. They don't just fire off at will like a Carolina team or something. They pick their spots well. So that's why you see a lot of unders, and that's what I'd be looking at here would be the under.
The money line here has the home team favored at minus 195. Andrew, I don't know if you have a side on this game, but that is way too much. These teams are, Nashville's a better team, but, with Minnesota playing as well as they are right now, no chance I can bet Nashville at minus 195 in this game.
Everything I say here is me being honest, Prez, just so you know. I'm not lying, all right?
Thank God. You know what I mean?
That last game that they played, though, guys, I really think it was – I feel bad for anyone that had Nashville in regulation because they really did dominate throughout that matchup, but Minnesota kept things low scoring. Prez, I know you've had a lot of success with the unders on this team. 4 of the last 5 between these two teams have gone under, and 4 of the last 5 for Minnesota have gone under. And I'll say it again, who's really out there scoring consistently for this Minnesota team? They want these lower scoring games.
Yeah.
But the difference is they want those because they can't score. Nashville just knows they have the D-core and the guys that can back check to produce and make a defensive game and still come out with the win with that. And that's why they're a great playoff team. And that's why we'll show that over the next several weeks. And I can't wait for the playoffs on PuckTime because you don't need to blow teams out in the playoffs. You can win 3-2 the whole playoffs and, obviously be successful. So I think this one goes under as well.
The playoffs are going to be so exciting this year, no matter how good the East is, and they are light years better than the West. The Nashville, San Jose, Winnipeg, Calgary foursome, the hockey in that is going to be ridiculous. Not only that, but even in the first round, whoever plays Minnesota, it's going to be just a rough and tumble affair. The hitting, the viciousness between those 4 teams, and any one of them could come out of the Western Conference, where you look at the Eastern Conference and it's Tampa Bay, Boston, or Toronto, and nobody else. Let's go to the Rangers. Why, you're laughing because you think Montreal has a chance?
I'm laughing because Boston's going to bounce the Leafs the first round.
That's okay. Montreal will be golfing the first round.
You honestly think they won't make the playoffs, Prez? Do you think there's a chance they won't?
Let's make a bet.
I have a few bets with some buddies here. A lot of them involve either beer, money, or tickets to games.
Well, given that I pay you and know how broke you are, I'm going to not bet money with you. Do you know what I mean?
I don't want to do that. I don't want to be giving money back to you, no.
Yeah. So let's be honest. You come up.
We'll do. You know what? No, Prez. I got one because we didn't end up doing that before. Literally, if they make the playoffs, you have to wear something Montreal in the show the following day. I'll wear something Leafs in the show. That's a very fair bet.
No. Let's go with a full-blown tattoo right on the forehead.
All right. Okay, sounds good. I know a tattoo artist.
We'll figure something out, dude. Andrew, Rangers going in to play Dallas. Dallas holding on to the second last wild card spot by the skin of their teeth with Arizona, Colorado, and all of a sudden Edmonton right behind them. We got the home team here at minus 200, clearly better than the Rangers. The Rangers are total garbage. The over and under here is 6. This game says under to me, Andrew. The Rangers play under, a lot. Look, 3 of their last 5 games have gone to the over, but this is an under team. And Dallas, one line of scoring, they can be shut down. I'm liking the under in this game.
Yeah, I can't argue with that, Prez. For me, I'm going to look at the New York Rangers plus 1.5. And we're not getting the best odds.
I like that.
It's minus 155, but every game that they play and they compete in, and they're one of those teams that can really upset a lot of nights. And look at their past 10 games here. They played Winnipeg. They lost 4-3, so that would have been a winner. Then they beat Buffalo. They lost 6-5 to Pittsburgh. That would have been a winner with the plus 1.5. Of course, against Washington, they lose 3-2. That would have been a winner. Against Tampa Bay, 4-3. you get my point. I think New York keeps things really close, and their goaltending has definitely stepped it up. So plus 1.5 for me, Brett.
Alex, any quick thoughts, and please be honest.
I'll be completely honest. I like the New York Rangers over the team total. You like 2.5 minus $1.05. It's not going to be a high scoring game, but we've seen them score at least 2 or more goals in 12 of the last 14 games. And this is a Dallas team. I was reading on Twitter. They were having a weird practice. They had Radilov's not going to play tonight because he missed practice. He overslept or something. Ben Bishop is the confirmed starter, but he got clipped in the neck with a shot, and they were kind of worried about that, so I haven't heard any updates on that. It was just a lot of bizarre things happening with Dallas practice day, and it was popping up on Twitter before we went on air. So what that means anything? Nothing, maybe not, but this is a Dallas team that we've seen where they should take care of business. They've kind of slowed down and fallen to the wayside against the teams they should have beat. Wouldn't be shocked to see that here. So maybe a slight lean with the Rangers at a big price. But I like the over the team total with the Rangers too.
Alex, let's go straight to the Red Wings, one of the worst teams in all of hockey. 23-33 on the season, 55 points. Literally only Ottawa is worse. Even the lowly Los Angeles Kings are better. The Avalanche are in absolute must-win mode. They are running out of games. They are 3 points back of Minnesota and Dallas. They've got Arizona in between them with a game in hand. Colorado cannot lose this game if they want to make a run to the playoffs. Period. End of story. The money line here is Colorado minus 255. The over and under is 6.5 in this game. Detroit has put up 1-1 in their last 2 games. They also let in 11 in their last 2 games. Colorado just lost to Anaheim. Shame on them. They just lost to San Jose. If there is a minus 255 on the board easier than this one, I don't know what it is. I can't lay that type of money, but Colorado in regulation is an absolute must play tonight.
Yeah, and another thing I like too that kind of correlates with that would be the first period over here in this game, 1.5 minus $1.20. You had Jared Bednar saying that if we're playing catch-up hockey, that's playing losing hockey. So we have to play a full 60 minutes. That was a quote from his presser yesterday. So that's making me think that, okay, they're going to try and start off fast. And this is a good team to start off fast against in Detroit, who have gone 4-1 the last 5 in the first period. And that was trailing 3-1 against the Blackhawks, trailing 2-0 against the Wild, trailing 2-0 in their last game against the Coyotes. So I can see Colorado, like I said, at home, a must-win spot for them against what used to be one of their old rivals. I can see them getting 2 quick goals early, so I like that first period over.
Andrew, any quick thoughts on this game?
My quick thoughts are that Colorado absolutely underachieved big time in their last game. I was embarrassed to even watch it. I was embarrassed to be on them. I'll be honest with you. Again,
thank God. Alex, thank God he's being honest.
Because if you look at it, you got it in my head now. But the Ducks are such a god-awful team, and they were somehow able to shut down the Colorado Avalanche. And the Avalanche are only known for having those top 2 lines that are so speedy, so fast. They get shots on net at any opportunity they can. So when the Ducks got up early, they shut things down completely. But this Colorado Avalanche team will come out strong. They're bigger, they're faster, and they have more to play for than Detroit does. So minus 130, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Best price here in regulation. I do agree with the regulation play.
I love it. Alex, we got to move this along. So let's, Andrew, right to you. Anaheim, disaster hockey team, although they beat Colorado on the road, playing Arizona team that's won 6 games in a row. They're 2 points out of wildcard contention with a game in hand. Like we were talking about with Colorado, Arizona has to win this hockey game. They are minus 160. Guys, if I'm going to lay 160, I'm going to lay it here. I just think this Anaheim team is a total disaster. And this Arizona team is pesky, and they're playing good defense right now. What do you think?
The Arizona Coyotes are being successful right now because they don't take any team lightly. They play every team like they're the best team in the league. Like that is their last game they're going to play all season. And I really do mean that. And that's why tonight they're going to come out and cover the puck line against the Ducks. That Ducks team was celebrating that win over the Avalanche like that was their Stanley Cup victory. And it was a very, very crappy win even. And good for them. They finally didn't play an awful, awful game. But this Coyotes team, it's time to take them seriously. It's time to realize that they are 4 lines that put pressure on you. And they actually have some decent goaltending recently, which is shocking for me. Shocking. So, you know what, Prez? Plus 185 puck line for me. I'll grab that for the show.
Alex, any quick thoughts?
Yeah, I would lean at that as well. I mean, this is an Arizona team. It's interesting. You said they're on the outside of the postseason bubble, but once again, a team that's going to be playing a bit more competitive. Darcy Kemper starts for Arizona. His numbers against Anaheim haven't been that great. 1-3 with a 3.20 goals against and an 887 save percentage. So that's something to kind of be cautious of. But this is an Anaheim team. I mean, where the hell are they going to get any scoring from? I don't really know. But like I said, I expect them to keep it close. So I would lean with the puck line play as well.
He's Alex. I'm the Prez. Andrew's got a 5-unit play up at sportsmemo.com. Make sure to head over. Use the promo code Andrew10. That's Andrew10. And if for some reason that promo code does not work, just email Missy at WagerTalk.com. Alex, I don't want to hear from Andrew on this game because, frankly, his opinion is meaningless to me. And plus, he might lie. The LA Kings plus 120 against the Montreal Canadiens. The over and under here is 5.5. Montreal just lost 5-1 to Pittsburgh, but they have won 2 of their last 3 games. The Kings are on a roll. Never been hotter. They finally won a game.
Going over.
Yeah, we heard that, Andrew. And we know you're being honest. Alex, what are your thoughts? I'm not touching this game.
I'm not touching this one either. I mean, LA ruined what would have been a perfect Saturday for me. That was the only loss I had was I was back in Chicago and they ended their what would have been a franchise record 11-game losing streak had they lost that one. But now playing a Montreal team, Montreal has lost 6 of the last 8 meetings with the Kings. They've lost 7 of the last 9 on the road as well. So that's a little iffy. Like I said, just like a complete pass spot. But if Montreal, if they start off hot here, they should be able to take care of business. So maybe look at it live. You can get a wager on the over live.
That's the show, boys. Tomorrow we'll have Alex and Carmine. Hopefully Dave Koken and Alex on Thursday. And then back with Andrew and Alex for a meaty, fun Friday show. Andrew, good luck on your 5-star tonight. I've got a 4-pack of NHL plays up at WagerTalk.com, and I am absolutely rolling. I've won 9 of my last 11 NHL cards. I'm on a 4-1 run. I'm on a 5-0 NHL totals run. I got 2 totals going tonight. So head over to WagerTalk.com. And also, if you want a week of any of our plays, use the promo code NHL35. Boys, it was a pleasure. I got to tape Morning Joe with Drew Martin right now, so everyone make sure to check that out. It's College Basketball Tuesday. Be well, brothers.
See you guys.